the way that they design things.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a government regulated word. So in Japan, for any water to be called kanyan, it has to have 3 properties, right? Which they discovered this, all about this technology, or they designed it based on studies that they did with the Hunter tribe. You heard of them? Okay, so they're a tribe of people that live in the Himalayas, and they were living to over 140 years.
Yeah.
Right? So they had like lots of different cultures going there, different nationalities going there and sussing out this tribe because people
What's the secret?
Yeah, what's the secret to his living so long? And what they discovered was that the Hunter tribe had access to the Himalayan mountain waters, right? That's what they were drinking. And so they analysed the properties of the water. And at the same time, the Japanese government had sent scientists, this is the 1950s, right? Had sent scientists around the world to these natural springs. There's 5 natural springs around the world which people claim to cure them of different things. So have you heard of Lourdes in France?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people go over there, they pilgrimage over there, right? Well, there's 5 places around the world, and the Japanese government had sent their scientists to these different water springs, natural water springs, to analyse the properties of the water, and they discovered that all these waters had 3 properties in common. And so what I'm going to do is demonstrate the properties of this. And basically what happened was that they they designed technology to recreate those properties. And all it is really is ionisation. That's what that is, which is electrolysis. Okay? So it's pulling the water apart, and then what it does when
the cells of the water.
Yeah, so at a cellular level.
Ionize.
So and it creates these 3 different properties. So the first property that I'm going to show you is it's high antioxidant water. Do you know what antioxidant is? Can you
Free radical stuff.
Free radical stuff. Can you explain that?
Take a apple, cut in half, leave it in the air, and then it rots.
Yep. So do you know what's happening with that?
It's rotting.
Well, what's happening actually is oxidation, which is the opposite of antioxidants. Okay, so an oxygen molecule has 6 electrons. Okay, but any molecule to be stable, and all molecules are trying to stabilize themselves. Any molecule to be stable needs 8. Right. So oxygen is in the atmosphere, and it is trying to look for 2 electrons that it can stabilise itself with. So it's zooming around the atmosphere, right? And grabbing electrons from things. So it sees the apple and it starts pulling electrons from it to stabilise itself. And so that manifests itself, that oxidation manifests itself as the browning of the apple, right? So when it sees raw metal, same thing. It starts sucking the electrons to stabilise itself because it needs 2 more, and then it rusts. So oxidation in your body manifests itself as aging and leads to eventually breaking down of whatever, organs, bones, whatever, and disease in your body. So oxidation is electron stealing. What is antioxidants? What is an antioxidant?
It repairs.
So what is it? It does repair. So basically what it is something, is anything that has electrons that it can give. So it's an electron donor.
So if it goes to the apple will become ripe again.
That's right.
So it replaces.
Yes, yeah. So if you put it on rust, what it would do was stop the rust, because now it's giving something to the.
And that's the electron, mate.
That's the electron.
I've got that on my truck it's an anti-rust thing that sends electric charge through the chassis of the truck to stop it from rusting.
Is that right?
Oh, what is that?
So basically, your truck has an antioxidant.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Just which is basically giving your truck an electric charge or you know.
I think it's to stop the rust from getting from the
Where's that
oxidate.
at?
Yeah, it's a little machine that's clicked to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
They need.
It's
to
basically like a car ionizer. you
Yeah,
could say.
I'd say, and it stops it from rusting, especially
Because it's
bulk
giving
beach
electrons,
because of the salt water. And,
donating electrons to the atmosphere,
Yeah.
so that it stops it from
Do
taking it
they
from
sell
you.
them here?
everywhere, yeah, they do. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this water is high antioxidant water, and what I'm going to do is I've got this little wee gadget. It's called an ORP meter. Okay, so it's oxidation reduction potential meter. So it measures how much something is going to oxidate or steal electrons or reduce oxidation by giving electrons. Okay, so it can actually measure the voltage to see if there's electrons in it or not. So if you put it in your body, it's either going to oxidate you, steal electrons from your healthy cells, right? Or if they're already unhealthy, it'll make them unhealthier.
Mm.
So that's what free radical activity is. Free radical activity is when your cell has an electron stolen from it, it makes it unstable. So it actually needs now an electron. So it steals it from another cell, which then now needs an electron. It starts this chain reaction of electron stealing. So that's what free radical activity is. Okay, so this is this ORP meter. When you put it in stuff, if it reads positive, it's oxidizing. It's going to steal electrons, and if it reads negative, it's anti-oxidizing. Okay, so this is
brands of.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that one first because it's sparkling. So let's do these. These are all the waters that people. Everyone thinks water's the same, but you'll find that it actually isn't. So pump. So what is that saying?
It's taking.
Yep. So basically, what this it's reading 284 millivolts, 290 millivolts positive. So what that's telling you is that when you drink this water, it's going to steal electrons from your body at a rate of 304 millivolts per second. That's the measurement. Okay, that's pump. That's a popular one. Still spring water. Kiwi blue.
Ah, will that go up
What's that one?
It's going real fast.
real fast? 365, 370.
Really? That one's caca.
Don't buy that one.
Shivers.
Or don't buy any of them.
What's this one?
365, bordering around 364.
And that's signature range. Okay, pure June.
Drop a bit on, it's going to be. Yeah, that's going up.
High readings, eh?
Yeah, just the kiwi blue one.
Okay, so now we're going to go tap water. What do you think tap will be? Because this is what you're drinking.
Yeah, I don't know. Better probably go through the roof.
Alright, tap
It's
water.
dropping.
What is it?
332.
It's still
330, still dropping. It's still caca, but it's better for
okay. Fizzy? Oh, let's do the sparkling first.
No, I think,
Everyone
Sparkling
thinks
water.
Sparkling water.
I think they'd go up. Yeah. Right in the 440s.
That's hard out. Okay, now this is just normal fizzy. Is it? Yep. Just, I should put this here actually. 0.
Coke Zero.
No, that's zero sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5s.
0 sugar, but massive amounts of.
Sucking it out
Yeah.
of you.
It's going to suck electrons from your body. Nobody's business.
But if it sucks your electrons for your body, isn't it still in your body though?
What do you mean?
Like you drunk it, sucks it out, but then do you just pass it so that's...
Oh no, well it's just electron stealing. So basically it's stealing it from your cell,
Right.
making your cell unhealthier. Really, that's all it's doing. So eventually, what happens is that your cell is less healthy, and then another electron stolen, less healthier. Eventually, you just look like caca.
It's the oxidation.
Yeah, and you can see the oxidation happening in your body. Like for me, I was sick.
Mm.
Like, do you know how sick I was?
Yeah, what you're saying, you got cooked.
I just about died. You know, I was that close to death. And I looked completely different to what I look now. And all I've done is drunk the water.
Yeah.
It reversed everything in my body. And people see it in me when they see me walking around. And it's like, wow, what happened to
Didn't
you?
look like that when I was
Yeah.
ago.
And all I
What
did
have you
was,
been doing? Wow.
all I did was change my water and started drinking this stuff.
Sixes. Oh, negatives.
What is that?
Canyon water.
Oh,
So what is that spreading?
Negatives 79, 692, 90.
690.
Okay, so
Yeah. And it was.
Yeah.
now is all water the same?
No.
But the marketing tells you so.
The marketing, and everyone assumes that water's good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, now you've just seen a little one
Yeah.
demonstration of a property that shows that they are all different. And sparkling definitely affects the antioxidant power or the oxidation levels of whatever it is. But Canyon water was minus, what was it?
Minus 690.
Yeah, -6. I've seen it up to -1,000. And it is actually the highest antioxidant known on the planet right
You
now.
forget all the pills and all the... all
Doesn't
the
matter
codes
what
and-
it is, bro, there is nothing out there that even touches it. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of a gauge, vitamin C is meant to be one of the best antioxidants, vitamin C, that comes up at like -50. Okay, green tea's like -80, I think, -50, -80. They're very good antioxidants.
Yeah. But not at the level of 6.
Well, there's nothing.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing that touches it. There's nothing that touches it. Okay, so it is a high antioxidant, which is so powerful. It's such a powerful property because that one property alone certifies that machine as a medical device. It has that much power in it, and I can vouch for that myself. And she, like when we first bumped into each other.
In the walking bed.
Yeah, I said that.
She freaked
It
out
was
when she
like-
saw me.
It was scary. It was worrying.
It was worrying. You know, I walked around and people looked at me and I'd see the scared look in their eyes. You know, I was just like waiting to die, really. And so what happened was that I educated myself. And
How'd you find this?
that was through, because they actually use this for lots of different things, these sorts of readers, but it was just through the company and that, watching different, you know, people are out there and they're showing people, you know, this demonstration. So my brother scored me one. But yeah, I was like poisoned, completely poisoned, and yeah, I looked like a different person. And I got onto this water. So what happened with me was that I did research, and one of the things that I discovered online was a document about a doctor called Dr. Otto Warburg. So he's in 1931 he was awarded a Nobel Prize because of his science and biology, right? So he's up there when it comes to the human body, and he discovered that disease thrives in an acidic environment but cannot survive in an alkaline environment. This is one of the first things that I discovered and got me on this journey of finding the water, right? So I thought, man, well, I need to make my body alkaline. How do I do that? Okay, so I looked up diets and everything. It's actually really, really hard to make your body alkaline. It's like, you got to be real disciplined. And one of the things that I found was apple cider vinegar. When you mix it with water, it alkalines your body. So I was drinking truckloads of that, mixing it up. And I had to buy my water. So I was buying this one, Pure Dew, because it's triple distilled. So in my mind, I thought, wow, you know, it's really awesome water. So I was buying like $30 to $50 worth of water a week, making up apple cider vinegar, you know. And I had these strips which I was testing my mummies to see how alkaline, if I was getting alkaline or whatever, because I was extremely acidic. And then one day I had my strips down here and I had my bottle and I stuck my strip into my water, assuming that the water that I'm buying is alkaline. I just assumed all water is alkaline. You just think that all water is good, right? And it was acidic. Okay? So the next property, that's the next property I want to show you, is that this water is high alkaline water, because that's the second property that they discovered, that they had in common with all these other waters, which they call miracle waters. It's high alkaline. So you know what alkaline is? Do you know much about the pH scale?
Is that like the pH they test in swimming pools?
It is like the pH that they test in swimming pools. So pH is something that, in my opinion, everybody needs to learn about, because the whole universe has a pH. Doesn't matter what it is, and people don't realise. And when the pH gets out of balance, it makes you sick, or it makes the environment sick, or whatever. Okay. So pH that's the top one. When I get these drops, I'm going to put it in, and it will change colour to tell you if it's acidic or alkaline. So pH basically means potential hydrogen. Okay. So on the pH scale, it's the top one there. It goes from 0 to 14. Okay, 7's halfway, and that's neutral. Okay, so if you go above 7, it becomes alkaline. You go below 7, it is acidic, right? Now, our blood has a pH of 7.356. Okay, probably didn't know that. No one knows that, really.
You need to know it.
Well, you do need to, yeah.
No, then.
Yeah. You don't think you need to know it, but man, you need to know. Okay, so it has a pH of 7.356. It's slightly alkaline. That's our blood. And our blood will do whatever it takes to maintain that pH. Okay, so if you put something acidic in your body, basically what that tells your blood is that you have to raise the pH to keep it at that constant, right, pH. Because if it goes 1 point above or 1 point below, your body will actually go into a coma and you will die. That's how vital it is in your body. So your body will go, okay, I need to adjust and raise the pH, because just about everything we put in our body is acidic. Okay, now, the pH scale is logarithmic. So what that means is that there's 10 times difference between each number. Okay, so 7, and then you go 6 is 10 times more acidic than 7. You go 5, it's 100 times. Okay, then you go 4, it's 1,000 times more acidic. Okay, so all people who are sick are acidic. They all float around this area here, and then you can test your strips, you can test your mummy, it'll tell you, right? All people who are sick, and because your body does change whether it's acidic or alkaline, depending on what you're putting in it, right, throughout the day. It's constantly adjusting. And all people who are healthy are alkaline. When we're born, we're born alkaline. When you die, you're acidic. Okay, that's the difference. So when I put these drops into these different things, it's going to change colour, and we can actually test the pH. And you can actually get a thing like that to test and tell you exactly what kind of pH it is. So this is what they put in the pools. Okay. Now we'll do this little demo first.
You can add a little thing in the chart and you.
Okay, so pump was oxidising, but this pump, anyway, is slightly alkaline. Okay, so it is slightly alkaline. Now this one here, on the other hand, now you know, don't buy this rubbish. It's acidic.
Sometimes it's tasty.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to get one,
Get pump.
Well,
Might not be pump.
the problem with pump and all these waters is that,
It's neutral.
well, the thing is that they're stored. You see, when you go into a shop, you don't know how long it's been sitting on the shelf. So I've had different pumps and different all, And some of them, sometimes they're alkaline, sometimes they're very acidic. It depends on how long it's been stored for. All water will turn acidic if it is alkaline, because they do sell alkaline water, right? All water will turn acidic. Now what happens if it is acidic is that then it becomes carcinogenic, because an acidic water will leach the chemicals from the plastic. Alkaline doesn't though. If it's alkaline, it won't leach. Okay, so
also light affects it, yeah.
Yep. So light affects it. So I mean that machine's superior because you're getting it fresh, right? And you're getting it straight from the machine. It's not sitting there for a year, becoming acidic.
Yeah.
Now this is the pure doo-doo that I was buying.
Pure doo.
And it has always come up as that colour. Doesn't matter. So don't ever buy pure dew. Okay. This one, H2Go, has always come up alkaline every time off. So that's one that has been consistent. H2Go. If you're going to choose one, choose H2Go. And I don't know why H2Go is, but there's something that they're doing. Or maybe they're selling it for, I don't know, but I've never found one that's acidic yet. Okay. Fizzy. And this is why you need to stop drinking fizzy.
Oh,
Because...
it looks like Fanta.
Looks like Fanta.
yeah, and then it comes out, your mummy still looking like Fanta.
Yeah.
This looks like mummy. Okay, we'll do this one. Grab that one.
Oh, yeah.
So, still sparkling. People think, oh, it's water, it's sparkling water, it'll still be mean and taste good. No, it's kaka. Okay, canyon water.
Wow.
Next. No, just kidding.
Next. Holy.
Colour of royalty. I love it. I love this colour. They've actually patented this colour.
The colour?
Yeah.
Ooh, sure.
You know,
Yeah, it's cool.
and I mean,
I
it's
forgot
exceptionally different, isn't it? It's exceptionally different. Now, if you are acidic, because I'll tell you what, just about everyone I know is acidic, because no one knows anything about how to make. They don't even know what pH is, right? Where's my bottle? There it is. If you are acidic, I just start canyon water in this, and you're sick, which I was. So let's say I was like this, my body, right? And then I started putting canyon water in my body. You can do it. You can actually change the pH in your body.
Crank up, eh?
Right? Until you get to fizzies. Put some of the canyon water in here. And nothing happens. Now it takes. This stuff is so acidic. Anything sparkling, it is so acidic. It has a pH of about 2.9. So that's 50,000 times more acidic than your blood's pH. Okay? When you drink it. When you put it in your body, it's massive. Massive effects on your body. Your blood has to raise the pH 50,000 times. Now, where's it going to get the alkalinity from? It's going to get it from
your body, from whatever.
Yeah.
So if it's
So-
going to compensate over here, something else is losing out over there.
So what's in your body that's alkaline? Well, minerals are alkaline. So where is it getting it from? It's getting it from your blood, from your bones, from your organs, from your teeth, from,
Then they'll start to.
and then eventually it manifests itself as
It becomes a permanent illness.
Well,
Cancers.
exactly. Because what did Dr. Otto Warburg say? That all disease thrives in an acidic environment. So you become a breeding ground for disease.
Attach itself to.
Plus you're, not only are you creating the right environment for disease, which is what my body was, because I was so acidic, you're sucking using up all the minerals and, your organs that pay the price. So I've got bad liver, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if you start drinking, you think, oh yeah, I'm going to be awesome and I'm going to drink some canyon water, you know, and you think, but I just love my mixes, man. I love my bourbon and Coke.
Yeah.
I just love them so much. I just, you know, so you just put a little drop in and half of this is water.
So what about in moderation?
Nah. It takes.
How long does that?
You have one of these, right?
Yeah.
One glass of fizzy or mix or whatever, sparkling water. You have one glass. It takes 32 glasses of high alkaline 9.5 canyon water to neutralise one glass.
You guys in theory of now stopping it. I mean, we drink a lot of fizzy.
We know it's bad, but
We drink a lot of
You know it's bad. Now you know
That's
how bad it is. Okay, and one of the
I didn't know how bad it
statistics
was.
that I discovered when I was learning all this was in America the leading cause for death in America for children 14 years and under is cancer. Can you believe it? So cancer is an acidic disease, basically. And when you think about kids today, they are all grown up on that crap. And it's nothing. And you buy it in the shop for 99 cents for 1.5 litre or 2.5 litre, whatever it is, 2 litre. You know, and kids are walking around. You see them. They come home from school and they're all walking home with their big things of fizzy. And they're just, you know, kids drink fizzy today like it's nobody's business. We didn't drink that much fizzy when we were younger. But today, it's just what people do. No one drinks water, actually. Hardly anybody, you know, people, and if they do, they're all drinking cacao water. Because what do we have at our fingertips? This is it. So this technology, you put it in your home, and you have access to Himalayan mountain water. Well, that's actually better than Himalayan mountain water because they've doctored it so that you can get the exact pH, right? So that's got a pH of 8.5, 9, and 9.5, all right? That machine. They do have a smaller machine and it does the same, those three waters. So your blood is 7.356, so you put it, when you put it in your body, basically what happens when you eat anything, okay, just say you decide, okay, I'm going to have an alkaline diet and I'm going to have some salad. So you have a bit of salad, you eat it, what happens when it goes into your gut is that first thing that your body does is secretes gastric acid. You probably knew that, but gastric acid is extremely, extremely acidic. It has a pH of 1.8. So it melts all the food down, right? And then what happens is it can't go through your intestines because that would just melt the walls of your intestines. And your intestinal wall has a pH of 8.1. It's actually alkaline. So what happens is that your body has to raise the pH. So this is where this all comes in. Has to raise the pH.
Before it can be processed.
Before it can be processed, but even so that your blood, you know, because your blood has this pH reading of 7.356. It fluctuates slightly depending on how acidic you are, or alkaline you are, what you're doing, what you're putting in your mouth, really. Okay, so what happens is, once it's melted it down, what it does to raise the pH is your pancreas secretes 4 juices, 4 minerals. It grabs 4 minerals from your body, makes up a little concoction and squirts it over it, and that's called pancreatic juice. In the health world, they're called bicarbonate buffers. Right? And so what happens is it gets these 4 minerals, calcium, magnesium, potassium and sodium. Grabs those 4 minerals, because minerals are alkaline, makes up a juice, pancreatic juice, squirts it on, raises the pH. Right? Depending on how much you need. If you had a little bit of food, well, you only need a little bit of gastric acid. Now you only need a little bit of pancreatic juice, right? Raises the pH, then it's able to pass through your intestines, and then your body pulls out the nutrients as it's going through, and then the rest goes in the toilet. That's how your body functions. So if you put something in your body that is extremely acidic, right? So you might want to have a feed of KFC or whatever. Well, now your body needs a lot of gastric acid. Now it needs a lot of pancreatic juice. So it gives you an idea of what's happening in your body. You know, you just assume that it goes in, then
Comes out,
yeah, and comes out and keeps all the good stuff. But man, it's taking a toll on your minerals.
Stuffing up the production line.
Yeah. And if you're putting an excessive amount of acid inside your body, well, you're really smashing the minerals inside your body. And then now you can look around and you can start to see why people are not well today. Because they're actually so acidic by their diets and what they're putting in their bodies. Fizzy, which everyone is drinking and smashing, mixed drinks, you know, adults don't really drink too much fizzy, really.
Beer?
Beer is acidic, but it has a pH of like 5, so you can actually neutralise it. Pretty good. 2 beers I found that are antioxidant, though. Monteith's and Spates, original.
Alright.
Yep, both brewed, naturally brewed. They use natural spring waters, so, and I've found them to be minus 100. So that's the beers that I would normally choose if I am going to drink a beer. I'm drinking Spates or Monteith's. Or the rest. Naturally brewed. But anyway,
That's
so...
the beer I was talking about in the back seat. It's Monteith's, it's antioxidant.
Yeah.
Whereas we go to buy beers based on price.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you know. So
the
you've
setup,
just been
the
educated
setup.
a little bit. So those are naturally... That's all I can put it down. They use natural spring waters with their beers. And it makes a difference. I've tested them. I've tested the beers, you know, I've tested alcohols and that. But fizzy, because it is 2.9 pH, that is massive. 50,000 times. It's massive on your body, and your body just goes, you know, it'll start to smash your minerals, but then it goes, man, I just can't do this. It's too much. So what your body does, it's very smart. If you're putting too much acid in, what it does is that it grabs the acid out, wraps it up in a fat molecule, and stores it away out of your bloodstream so that you don't kill yourself.
You put on weight.
And you put on weight. And that's what putting on weight is. So when you drink this water, it not only will you flood your body with antioxidants, you raise the pH because it has those 3 settings, 8.5, 9 and 9.5, which is 9 is, you know, because it's 7, remember it's logarithmic, so 8 is 10 times, 9 is 100 times 9.5, you know, 500 times more alkaline than your blood's pH. But and people think that it's going to, you know, people say to me all the time, oh, you can become too alkaline, and that's bad for you.
There's always too much if you drink too much of it.
No, but that's not true, because the pH in that is raised, because you know how I said that minerals raise the pH? Well, the pH in that is raised electrically, not chemically. So you can never drink too much, because what happens if you drink something all the time with all those minerals, that mineral content in it, it's the mineral overload that's can be bad for you eventually, right, if you have too much. But that the pH on this, with this technology, it raises the pH electrically, so there's no possible way of that happening. And I mean, I smash it, and all it's done is given me my life back, you know. So it is extremely high pH water. So I'll just explain a little bit how this machine works. What happens? Okay, water goes through the back. It has this machine, which is the flagship machine, and they've just released a new one, an upgrade. This machine actually has 12 plates, but it has 7 plates that work the main water machine, and then it's got another 5 to do these specialty waters. So it's got 7 solid titanium plates in the back, medical grade, which have been dipped in platinum. So what the Japanese discovered was that those were the best electrodes to pull the water apart to recreate these properties, okay? So what happens is it goes through, and those are expensive, those plates, really expensive. That's where the expense is in this machine. It goes through the back. The water goes, or actually comes up through. And it is a double carbon antibacterial filter. Okay. So it filters out the chlorine and all, anything, and leaves minerals, because by law, it's government regulated water. By law, they actually it does have to contain certain minerals, and it does contain magnesium, calcium, sodium, and potassium. Those 4 minerals that our body needs. It actually is in our water, so we're fortunate to have that. So what the filter does is that filters out the rubbish, leaves the minerals in, right? Goes through the back, it weaves in between the plates, and 230 watts of electricity hit the plates, right? And what it does is it pulls the hydrogen and the oxygen apart. So, remember I told you that for a molecule to be stable, it needs to have 8 electrons. Okay, oxygen has 6, right? Hydrogen has 1. So you get hydrogen, and oxygen. That makes 8. So they're the perfect little marriage for water, right? So what happens is that when it pulls the water apart, the oxygen, when you push this button, it can actually doctor exactly how much oxygen is going to come out here, right? So I told you that the pH scale, just use this little thing, I like to use it. pH scale goes from 0 to 14, right? So if it's got more oxygen, it's more alkaline, and it's got less hydrogen. And it's got less hydrogen, more hydrogen, it's more acidic, okay? And it'll have less oxygen. So basically all it's doing is pulling the hydrogen and the oxygen apart so that there's more oxygen coming over here, and it splits it, right? And then the rest of the waters will have more hydrogen coming down here. So this is acidic water that comes out the other end. And when you push these buttons, it can actually do exactly the right amount of oxygen per hydrogen, right? Okay, so that when you pour it into your glass, you can actually go 8.5, 9, and 9.5. Now, because I told you it's logarithmic, so there's 10 times difference. The reason why they have these 3 numbers is because that water is so powerful. 9.5 is 500 times more. So what actually happens in reality when you drink it is that it detoxes you, it flushes the acid out, and people can't handle 9.5 straight away. They start on the 8.5. I didn't, and all my family didn't, because they're Maoris and they just go hard. Detox. But a lot of people don't like the detox, so they start on the 8.5 and and then they move themselves up.
themselves into it.
Yeah. Because it does. You'll be on the toilet, boof, everything starts coming out, man.
Great.
Which is mean.
I'll be on the flame. Excuse me.
Yeah. Exactly. So, okay, so all the oxygen comes over here. Now, oxygen has got 6 electrons, right? So all the electrons are coming over here. Now, the hydrogen electron that's coming down here, because the bond is so strong, all the electrons jump over there. So when you pour the glass and you saw it, it looks like it's cloudy. Well, that's active hydrogen. So those are all those electrons.
We used to look at it as fluoride.
Eh?
We used to look at when it's like, there's a lot of fluoride in the water. When we used to.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what that water, what it was. I doubt that it was negative ions. That's for certainty. Okay, so that's the antioxidant. That's how it's getting the antioxidants. All the electrons are jumping over. And the other thing, which is the next property that I'm going to show you, is that what it does is it pulls the water molecules apart, right? And makes them smaller. And it's what they call microcluster. Microcluster, or small water, which is another really important.
Means it can be absorbed easier into your body.
More absorbed. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. With
Put it in the file sheet and send it to me.
Yeah.
Shailene.
Oh yeah, everybody needs this.
Life saving, eh?
It's life changing.
Check away my bottle of Fanta now.
I've needed a reminder of this today because I'm not very consistent,
And
and I see that I'm getting sick all the time now.
yeah, she always comes when she's desperate,
I will, but
broken down.
Shush.
She needs one, and
I
she is
will.
going to
I'm
get
going to
one.
buy one.
Okay, so that is actually this sesame oil, just so that you can see it. So what I'm going to do is just put. I'll do tap water.
It's
And,
ridiculous.
as everybody knows, oil and water
Yeah.
don't mix. Canyon water though. And that's 11.5. I just wish I should make up some more, but canyon water is
So it breaks it down easier for it to be flushed out.
yeah, that's right, and actually is
Whereas that
able
will stick to your walls.
get into you. Well, basically, what that means, it's very, very an important quality because what's happening is the machine pulls the water molecular cluster of water apart, right? So when you get it, it's what they call microcluster. So normal water that we have access to has a molecular cluster of 15 to 25 molecules per cluster. Okay, so that's the water size. When you get canyon water and it pulls the water apart, the molecular cluster drops to between 4 and 6 molecules per cluster. Now, why is that important? Well, it's going to have superior hydration, but at a cellular level, our cells actually have an aquaporin.
What's that?
So what that is you know, because we're made up of 75% water, right? And our cells actually have a place where the water goes in and comes out of. That's the aquaporin.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Like the duct.
it's like the door.
Yeah.
It's like a door to let and the water's the carrier. Comes along, takes the nutrients in, grabs the toxins and takes it out. And this is happening. This happens with our heartbeat. Boom. You know, when our heart's beating, our cells are going and letting the water in and out. Now, that aquaporin actually has a size. It's a door that is only so big, and it can only fit up to 6 molecules per cluster in it. So if you're getting no, not 15 to 25. So I mean that makes a huge difference in your body. So when you drink normal water, and this is why everyone I talk to, they don't like drinking water because why? All it does is makes them bloated. Hey, because you drink it and then it just goes, and then you're like, they have one big glass and that's about it. That's all they can handle, and they're bloated and full. When you drink canyon water, have you felt it bloat? No, because what happens is it's so small, it's going straight into, it's actually smaller than your cells and goes straight into your cells as soon as you put it in your mouth. First place to get hydrated is your brain, which is why I have it straight after I've been drinking. I need it all the time because I have brain fog. And old age. But first place to get hydrated is your brain, and then, because it's your most important organ, and then within 10 minutes it reaches your skin. Now, I had serious eczema issues. Like, when I got sick, I was covered in eczema, and I was having to have 5 baths a day.
In that.
To soothe. Well, before I even got that, I was bathing and, you know,
Salt.
Epsom salts and going to the sea and everything, because my eczema I was covered. Now you can see, and actually my eczema was so bad, I had scarring all over me, and it even took the scars away. Over time, it has taken the scars have gone. I was scarred up all over from my eczema. You know, that's how powerful, and people see it. They look at me and they're
what
like,
have you been doing?
Yeah. They see it in me. And all I've done is hydrated myself with the right water. And it's changed my body back to alkaline, removed all the toxins out, flushed it out. and smashed my body with antioxidants so that it actually, my cells have reversed from sick and they've flipped around back to healthy. And it's taken time though to flush all that and move all that out. But, you know, that's all I did. I drank the water. So the water has got superior hydration. Now they've actually done research that when you drink it, right, before it even hits your duodenum, it's already absorbed into your body. And when you start looking into like just how powerful that is in your body, you understand why everybody needs this water. Because everything that they have access to is too big, and it's acidic probably, and oxidizing. You know, and we're 90% actually. Our brain is 90%, but our body's 75%. We're mostly water. Water is the key ingredient in our bodies. I mean, you can do whatever, but if you're not putting the right water in, eventually you're going to break down. You know, and then you do stuff, and your body freaks out. Like I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't. Everything. I reacted to everything. Now I can, you know, go out and smash.
Have a cheap night.
Cheap night, yeah.
And still handle it.
2 days later.
You know, and in the past that would have just,
Yeah.
that would have topped me off, man. I would have been, nah. So, Kanya water it's an amazing, and what will happen with you, in reality what's happening when you, it's just a bad reaction because it's acidic. And your body is overloaded. You know, when you react to something, it's because your body's overloaded, can't handle it. You can't filter it, can't process it. It's just like, nah, wherever it
Because
is.
we eat crap. We work 7 days a week.
That's right.
You
And
know,
what are you drinking?
Fizzies. Whatever's there, because Gold Coast, sweet the ass
Fizzy.
off, you just grab and carry on. You just do that. And that's why I want a copy of that to show Lenny.
Yeah.
And
You just need
because Nia loves a fizzy drink, but she also loves water. You know, and it's just we'll have to do a gradual change to just no fizzy in the house anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we drink bourbons.
Yeah.
Might just go to Monteith now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Monteith's, bro, and you know that's why I drink
Yeah.
tequila. Tequila's clean.
Mm.
It's very clean. It's one of the cleanest.
The white one though is the best,
Yeah,
I reckon.
silver.
I've had that
Silver.
experience. You know, you have that experience something and you never
Yeah,
want to touch
did
it.
you mix it with other stuff? When you don't mix it, trust me,
Yeah.
she taught me. I just do that, and we have Kanya water, and I can be the
Yeah.
happiest drunk of my life. And then
Handle it the next day.
No
Hey,
hangover,
no
nothing.
hangover.
It was ridiculous. Juani tried it, and he was like, "That was mean. You have to have a tequila night with us one night.
Yeah.
We'll come to Aussie."
But you know, for
But
me,
the diet also is important.
diet is
Oh,
important.
yeah.
Diet is important.
Just that, not just the water. You have to sort of start to really look at what you're eating.
Yep. Look at
And I just saw the magic bullet on TV on how they broke down the food.
Yeah.
And, you know, I said, maybe
Yeah.
one of those.
No, that's important. Do it.
Because I don't eat veggies.
Make it. No.
Even if
Yeah,
you just
man.
chucked in something like spinach leaves, that helps
Yeah.
with hunger pangs, and it's also
And we get run
everything
down,
else.
we get
Yeah.
tired really, 'cause
Yeah.
it's physically demanding.
But
job.
you know, see
Yeah.
what happened with me was when I got this water, because I was so sick and I was doing heaps of research, and then my brother texted me one day. And anyway, my brother bought my machine for me. He put the deposit down, and then I paid it off. And he rocks up one day with this machine, flies it in from Australia because that's where the closest branch is.
Oh, okay.
Right, is in Australia. There's not one here in New Zealand. And in Sydney, that's where it is. Puts it on my bench, sets it up, and I just start drinking. You know, came in 9.5. And I had massive detox, but within the first week I lost 5 kilos. And then within 3 weeks I'd lost 8 kilos.
Wow.
I mean, how do you do that? You just can't do that. You
You
know,
I don't know
and-
why your gym guys are not on it
Oh,
already.
it's-
I know.
it's-
Because they
So-
go hard gym, then they go hard eat.
Yeah.
Well, the
Drink,
thing is that people
snort.
don't realise actually how important water is. They need to be educated about it. You know, it is an education. Even about physics, that's an education in itself. pH. But the awesome thing, you know, because it's becoming big in the athletic world now, because athletes are realising that, man, this water is doing amazing things for me as an athlete. So when you have supplementation, you put it with Canyon water, microcluster, and it carries those supplements directly into your cells. So, the microcluster is carrying the pH in there directly in, it's carrying the alkalinity directly in, the antioxidants are going straight in there, and then if you're having supplementation, well, that's going to go straight in there too. People who are on meds, because they do have a button on there, it's a clean button. So people on meds have to take their meds with the clean water, which basically means it's going through the filter and not being ionised, not being pulled apart. Because a lot of medication is time-release medication. So
You don't want to release it too soon.
well, it'll just go, takes it straight into your body. There's no time, It's that they're catered to so that it's goes dissolves through your digestion and blah blah blah. And within 20 minutes, certain things are released or whatever. You drink it with Canyon water, poof. So, but people who have meds that want, that take ages, well, they feel it straight away. I know heaps of people that are on antidepressants. So, for your health, if you are reasonably healthy, lots of people think that they are healthy, and I look at them and I know how acidic they are. Or, I think people just assume because they're not dying, they're okay, But when you get to our age, things start falling apart. And there's a reason for that. Dr. Shinya, he's another guy. He's actually the first doctor that I looked up, because because I had 2 tumours in my colon, right? And he is the doctor that designed the colonoscopy endoscope. So his wife died when he was young. His wife died from colon cancer, and then he's right up there medically as a surgeon and everything. And he went into that field because he lost his wife, right? And he invented the colonoscopy endoscope. So right throughout his life, he deals with cancer, colon cancer, and he's actually a representative for Enagic. So Enagic is the company, right? And he has all of his patients on Canyon water, drinking Canyon water, and he has before and after shots of the cancer in their colon, and then 3 months later, it's gone, drinking this Canyon water, and he puts them on a diet, alkaline diet, and that's what he does for them. And he has 100% success rate. Everybody comes back from it. And that's what happened to me. I started drinking this, I made my body alkaline. I went in for colonoscopy, right, to get them cut out. And their drugs didn't work on me, so they had to abandon it. So, and it took me, I don't know how many months before I got back on that list again. When I went back in, they did the colonoscopy and they had gone. They disappeared. There was just scar tissue. And they just said, look, we can't explain it, but...
What are you doing?
No, they didn't. They're not interested. They are not interested.
Yeah, no, they make their money.
Okay, so that's what happened with me, just with my tumours. I had 2 massive tumours in my colon, and they were gone by the time, right? And then eventually I had to, because I had lymphoma. I ended up with lymphoma, so my lymphatics were stuffed, really, and I had like massive, my arms were like that.
Your lymph nodes,
Yeah. Which is, that removes all your toxins. So mine was... Anyway, that's why inflammation, it just flushed it all out. Canyon water, man. And then I lost all that weight. Really, I lost inflammation. I still have an issue with my lymphatics. So I have scar tissue in my lymphatics now. So my body is not good at removing stuff, which is why I have to be onto it with what I'm putting in my body and how I'm getting rid of it as well, exercising, which is why I go to the gym. And
So what's the business side?
Yep, they have a commission.
Cost-wise.
Cost-wise, so...
You talk about a deposit.
Yep, deposit. So that's... That there is the machine that I encourage people to get. They have a smaller machine which is much cheaper and it doesn't make the specialty water, which I haven't shown you yet.
Oh.
Okay, so on the side here of this machine.
I could feel my tummy go before.
Yeah.
Yum.
So on the side of the machine it has a enhancer chamber. That's what they call an enhancer. And here is a just get the company makes little bottles of saline solution. Now when you start educating yourself about water and salt have a real special relationship. Salt's amazing, but salt charges the water. Okay, and so what happens is that when you push this bottom button,
Strong acidic water.
okay, strong acidic water, what happens is that it charges, it uses this enhancer. So it's got its own 5 plates to make this specialty water. And what happens is that the saline solution charges the water so that it makes 11.5,
Not 9.
not 9.5, 11.5, which is, it's like 50,000 times more.
Jeez.
It's massive. And a 2.5 water. So, I said the pH scale goes from 0 to 14. Well, whatever's coming out here and here, it's up to 14. Okay, so if you have 9 coming out here, well, 5 will come out here. Right? So 11.5 comes out here, and you get 2.5 coming out here. Now, why is that so important? Well, 11.5, that's the water that I've tested that was minus 1,000, and because my ORP only measures up to minus 1,000. Okay, so it's massively
It's
floods.
probably way over the top of it.
Massively floods your body with electrons. So if you have a hangover, you have an 11.5 and it can get rid of your hangover, because it just goes boom and
Is that what you had yesterday?
it's what I have. But I have that every day.
Oh.
I do have.
Cool down here.
That's how I start my day, with 11.5, man. I smash a glass
It's
of
like
11.5.
limitless, eh?
And then,
Lucy.
and at night, I have it before I go to bed. At first, when I was sick, I couldn't do the 11.5. It would detox me just massively. And I couldn't, so I'd take it before I went to bed and just, otherwise I couldn't function throughout the day. Okay, so, but the 2.5 that comes out this end, anything that has a pH of 2.7 and under will kill bacteria on contact. Okay, so, in Japan, when they put these into the hospitals, because what happened was that they discovered this technology, or the science, and they designed technology and made these $300,000 machines and put them into their hospitals and started using these ionizers, these massive ionizers in the hospitals in 1974. That's how ahead Japan is, eh? They're just way ahead. And they are the longest living nation on the planet because they're smart. Okay, so they put them into their hospitals, people were going to hospital and they were getting better. And then they come out and then because they're drinking this water and they're using the 2.5 for sterilising, for addressing wounds, everything. Amazing. It is amazing what it does. So we use the 2.5. If you go in my bathroom, it's got a pump. That's just 2.5 water. Kills bacteria on contact. Man, and it is powerful. I can safely bleach. I brush my teeth with it. Because it kills gingivitis in your teeth, in your mouth. Yeah. No, I'll give you some so you can put it on your
Spray
chin.
it. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
spray it on your
Take
chin.
that stuff off first that I put on. The
Yeah.
ointment.
Yeah. And just thing it on, and because even if you put it on a tissue and just like when you're sitting, just resting.
Because you won't be able to take water or anything, eh? With you.
Oh, you can buy it. Oh, I can't take it.
No.
So put it, soak a tissue, yeah. Or a cloth or something and put it in a...
He could put it in a container and have it in his luggage. You can have it in your luggage.
No, I've only got to carry on.
Oh, you've only got to carry on. Yeah, okay, you can't do that.
Well, I can't feel it at all now. Before I could feel it all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just some ointment that I
just
had.
numbed it, which is good. You need to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2.5 kills, and they use that in the hospitals, right? Then what happened? naturally happened was people started coming to the hospitals with their water bottles.
Can you fill this up, please?
And there were huge queues of people every day at the hospitals getting this water, right? So they realised, well, we need to come up with something that's going to
be a home base.
It's going to be people can use in their homes. How are we going to do that? Make that viable? $300,000 machine, massive machine. How are we going to do that? Took them 20 years to shrink down the technology to this size and release it to the public. And for a long time, the Japanese didn't believe that they could do it and make it affordable. So this machine here in Australia is $4,150, right? Which is a massive leap from 300,000. You know, because if you go into a hospital, and I say this to people, if you go into a hospital and you see a machine that's saving lives, what price do you put on it? Everyone just assumes it's going to be a very expensive machine, and it is. You know, and this is an investment. This is what I tell people. It is an investment, man,
In your life.
in your life. You know, it saved mine. There's no amount of money you can't put a price on your health. Eh? When your health is turning to caca, and you know when you get to our age, everything starts breaking down. Right. So the smaller machine doesn't have that. Now I use the 2.5 water for lots of things. We use it in our cleaning. Okay. Even the water, this water here, I bathe in that water. That's beauty water.
So you normally would. Is that like the waste product?
It's not the well. It is.
But you can still use it because
you use it. So this one here, when I'm drinking, it's making a 4.5 pH water, which is acidic. But it is amazing for cleaning. Now it's still microcluster. So you see what it did to the oil. So we use it for our cleaning. If there's something oily, man, I just get the 11.5. Bro, just when you've been out fixing your car or something, you've got oil over your hands, you just do the 11.5 and it just foams up and comes off. It's microcluster, gets it's amazing.
Something we would look at.
See now, the beauty water, that there, amazing for window cleaning, bro. We've got
a lot of windows.
We've got one of the bros. He bought a machine and he's got a window cleaning, high-rise window cleaning business. Now all his workers want the beauty water because it just makes all the difference. Because it's microcluster and it's all the cleaning products that you have access to are actually acidic. They change the pH, and that's what makes it a good cleaning agent. You see, and then they put some smells and some citrus and different things in it. But that water there is amazing for cleaning. Cleaning your car, cleaning your floors, glass. So we use it in our cleaning business, and it is the best product that we have. And you'll find that. Well, it depends if you're going to get the bigger machine or the smaller machine. I would encourage you to get the bigger machine, because you can use it in your house for lots of things. Like, for example, with our fruit and veggies, I'm just going to show you this, because it should work pretty fast. I soak all my fruit and veggies with canyon water, and I just use 9.5. But today, for this, I'm going to use 11.5 to speed it up. We'll just let that sit there for a couple of minutes, and you'll see it change. So we use this water for everything in our house, from cleaning, bathing. I have that water there. So your skin has a pH, which is acidic. Your skin has a pH of 5.5 or something like that. So all beauty products are just basically pH liquids, so they've adjusted the pH. So all the best beauty products have 5.5 pH. So it's perfect for your skin. Right? So I just have that water in a spray bottle, and I spray my skin every day with it. And people see it. you know, they can see it in me. They're like, man, you know, I'm not only am I getting hydrated on the inside, I'm putting the right pH on my skin. What else do we use it for, man? Just everything. It's not just drinking waters. It becomes like a household appliance. You know, when you start looking into it, it's massive. And you can't get those sort of things with the smaller machine. The smaller machine just has 8.5, 9 and 9.5, which is great because that's lots of people, that's all they need. And I know people that are buying those machines just to carry around. I'll still take this, I don't care. It takes 5 minutes to set up in your home or anywhere you go. I just set it up and go wherever I, you know. But everyone in my family has one now, so I don't have to take it with me. Let's see. You can see.
Oh, yeah. So what it's doing is taking what's on the skin off because it's gone a bit different colouring.
What you're seeing there is pesticides.
So it's cleaning it.
So pesticides are oil-based. Okay? So they don't wash off when it rains. Canyon water is microcluster water. And it emulsifies oil. So it's so small it gets in there and breaks those chemicals apart so that they come out. So this is what we do with all our fruit and veggies. We soak it in canyon water.
That's crazy.
Should have the best boil-ups I've ever had in my life. Sorry, Nan.
All my food, you know, at restaurants are putting this machine into there because when you cook with it, it pulls all the flavours out. It's, you know, the water's pretty amazing, and you start realising what the properties are doing to things. But I mean, I was buying organic all the time because I couldn't deal with chemicals, right? I couldn't deal with the chemicals. My body would react really badly. If I ate something, I'd just have a massive reaction like that, except all over my body. Right? Now, I just soak all my fruit and veggies. I put them in a tub. 9.5 slow. You always got to pour your machine slow because there's a difference in the antioxidant power if you go fast. Lots of people are too lazy.
So what do you mean by pouring it slow?
So when you're pouring it, I'll show you.
Kangen water 9.5.
You can go like this.
Oh,
See the colours change?
yeah.
And this is what people do. They go, oh, it's long,
That's right to see.
right?
Yeah.
They go like that.
Whereas you poured it before and it was
See? And now if I got
cloudy.
the ORP meter, I'll stick it in just so that you can see. Because this usually gets people because they just think they're just lazy. Humans are lazy, man, and especially when it comes to their health. Okay, so. See how low that is? Now, pour it slow.
Kangen water 9.5.
If you pour it too slow, it'll say increase flow. And the smaller ones, because my niece has got one, it says increase flow, but really, it's like, I tested it and it wasn't, it was better when it was slower. I was testing the ORP. Can you turn that off, right? This is something that you always forget to do when you first get the machine because,
Change that over.
yeah,
Come back and there's a big
you have
puddle.
a million floods.
Handy though. Store it, use it for bleach or whatever.
Okay, so, I mean, clearly you can see the difference. But then when you... So that's the difference between pouring it fast and pouring it slow.
People wasting their money if they're going to be pouring it fast.
That's right. You're not getting the antioxidant power. But you are getting the high alkaline pH and microcluster. But this this here is one of the most powerful things that you're putting in your body is the antioxidant power in it. But all of them together combine those three properties: high antioxidant, high alkaline, microcluster. All those together are life changing. And Energic, their company motto is "Change your water, change your life." And that's exactly what happens to everybody that gets a machine. It's life changing. So that's the water, bro. Yep, I can give you the DVD. So what I'll do is I'll just pour you another water.
No, it's good when you hear it from someone that you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
who's been through it.
You get a lot of presentations on DVD, and it's not real.
Oh, I tried to
It's
get.
not
I
real.
tried
As
to
real
get
as when
some,
you're
but
standing next to somebody doing it.
no one listened
Nah.
to me.
It's not as real, and that's the thing that convinces us. So I'm just trying to get a copy.
Yeah.
From Bluetooth that, eh?
Well, I could probably
But the
drop-
thing is
drop
that
off
No, you drop up to. Because I mean,
you cannot deny the science. You know what I've showed you. I can tell you.
I mean, that demonstration
alone.
there.
Yeah, straight away.
You had me on the yellow.
You had me at yellow.
You had me at yellow. Especially when you saw the purples and the whatever. And
Yeah.
then you go, what?
Yeah. It's it is. It's, you cannot deny the science, and that's what I love about this demonstration. And that's why when she said that you were coming, I said, "No, I'm going to do a little demonstration because he needs to see it."
Yeah, Susan tried. Oh, okay, that's good.
Stop.
Hey? Oh.
Yeah, stop it.